a new free website builder for you guys.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure. I know a lot of you love my free Canva website option, but as I mentioned in that video, that's for mainly beginners. So for those of you that are selling maybe only a couple products, because I had to come up with my own creative way on how to add a checkout process to your free Canva website. But this new option that I'm giving to you guys today, you don't need to do all those workarounds. It comes with the built-in checkout process, and you can add several products on here. So let me jump into showing you first of all how to set it up. So the first step we're going to start with is choosing a theme. Now there aren't many themes on FourthWall that you can choose from, but there are some themes that you can get started with, and then you can alter the design as we go into the design steps. And then I'll also cover the basic settings as well. I'm going to start with the coming soon page. We're going to set that up so that way you can have something showing on your domain while you're working on the back end to get your actual website set up. So when you're on the design and layout area, you can go to coming soon, and on the coming soon you can set up a countdown, you can set up a mailing list, you can take off the FourthWall stuff if you don't want their name on there, and you can even put your social media icons on there. Now as far as the heading, you can change that. If you wanted to say something other than coming soon, you can get creative with it, and then you can also add a description right under the coming soon. So I'm just putting in get excited, the launch is approaching very soon. Just something simple to show you guys where it would be located at once I add that in there. And now you guys can see under coming soon is the description. So now I'm showing you how you can schedule your website to go live while you're working on the back end, or you can go live right now, or even just do the coming soon page. But I'm scheduling it. This video was recorded months ago, so I set it for June because it gave me a couple months to get this done. But now the site is scheduled, but in the meantime the coming soon page will be showing. And this is what my edited coming soon page looks like right now. Later on I ended up going in and doing more updates. This wasn't my final, but that was the features that you have available, and then you can go like change colors and backgrounds and all of that. Now let's choose a theme. So under the plus sign there's the different theme options, which there aren't many options here, but there are a few that you can choose from. So I'm just gonna go through and just pick one closest to what I kind of want my website to look like. So I'll just go with this one right here. So we can preview the theme before actually selecting it, and then you can also see the mobile version as well. All of the themes do come mobile ready, so we can check that as well. So I'll show you guys the mobile, and then you can also change the color of like the background too. I'm sticking with white because I just want like a clean look. But once you select that theme, we can go ahead and install that theme. It'll take a little time to install, so I'll let this install and then I'll come back once it's done installing. Okay, now my theme is installed, so I'll go ahead and activate it. And now as you can see, it's already inserted the theme onto my actual website. So now we can go and do the setup, so I can add in like my logo and things like that to have that all set up, because now it's basically just time for me to customize this and make it my own. So I'll change like the color scheme on here as well, because these aren't the colors for my website that comes with their theme. So we want to change it and make it my own. So I'm just going to play around with this until I get it to what I like. Like you can change the size of the photos, you can change the text font and all that stuff. I'm going to skip past this portion that I've done here, because what you guys are about to see on this portion of me customizing is not how my website ended up looking. I ended up completely changing it. So I'm going to bypass this, and you guys will see more customization later on in the video. On this section, I do want to show you this quickly for those of you that need to find how to change like that header image. So the header is where like those three guys are in the picture, so you want to change that image and add your brand's name on here. This is where you would do that under header. So I put in iconic fashion figure on there, and then we're going to change that banner image, and you can add in your own. Again, my website didn't end up looking anything like this, but this is just to show you where you would change that image, and then as well as the font that is over that image. Like right now it says take a full look at spring collection. You can change all of that font, as well as the button underneath that says shop the collection. You can choose to center that or have it off to the right, because right now is over to the left. You can add an overlay on the image if you don't want it to be as vibrant, so that way your font can stand out more. Like, you can customize this in many different ways that you need to make it really look like your own. So like I was mentioning to you, the theme, they only give you a couple themes, but you can actually change these themes up a lot to the point that by the time you're done, it can actually end up looking like your own theme. You're mainly using these themes as a guide and like your starting point, but once you have that starting point, then you customize it to make it look like how you need. Under layout is where you can then customize this theme to really make it your own. So as you can see, that layout is currently how the theme setup was, but you can adjust that layout and move those sections around. You can remove some of those sections if you don't want them, and you can also add on sections. So as you can see here right now, I'm adding in a newsletter section, so that way right on my home page, anyone that's visiting my website, they can sign up for my emails. And then I want to move that up because the theme had like the donation section on there, which I don't really need, but I did leave it on there. But I wanted my newsletter before that because the donation section is not important to me. And then I also added in my YouTube feed, and then you can also add in like Instagram feed as well. So I'll add that in there. You just have to be sure to connect your Instagram. But you can customize the layout of this theme so that way you're really making it your own. So again, like I said, even though they only give you a few options for themes, they give you a wide range of customization options so that way you can truly make it your own how you want it to look. That theme layout is just a starting point for you. For example, if you wanted to take away that announcement bar at the top where I have it in like that hot pink, you can remove that if you don't want that there, or you can add it in if you want that there. You can use that as making like special announcements at times when you need to get an important message out there. Right now I'm going to leave it on there, and I'm just going to say to be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel below. So if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe now. So I'll leave the announcement bar on there, but that can always be removed or added on when needed. And here's where you can change the font. So these are some of the font options that they give you that you can switch it to. So you can switch these fonts to fit more of your theme, because the font is important. When you go into a website and you see a font that's like bold, it kind of represents the brand that you're looking at. So you want to find a font that works for your brand. The one thing that I will say FourthWall doesn't have is that you can't add in customized fonts. For example, I have specific fonts that I use for my brand. I can't add those on here. They're definitely not available in this list of fonts. So that's the one thing I wish I had on here that is not available, but that's okay. I'll find a font that's close enough that represents my aesthetic for my brand. Another thing you can do is add your social media links, and when you add in those social media links, that first time, every time you add a social icon for those social medias that you've linked on here, it'll automatically attach to your social media. Let's get into the general settings of your website. So this is where you will put the website name at. You will also put in your support email address, so when people contact you for support, this is where your emails will go to. You'll put in like the site name. You'll put in a description of your website. This is usually what will show up on like Google or anything like that. You have your social sharing image, which is basically the image that'll show up when you share that link to your website. This is where you can also download those emails that sign up for like your marketing campaigns. You can see all those emails there, and then set the time for updates. Then you have where you can add in a team. So if you hire people that are helping you with your business, this is where you'll add them at. So you have the super admin, which will be you. Then you can add a manager, customer support, fulfillment support, and designers. There are apps that you can connect this website to, which is mainly social media that you can connect, but you can connect apps on here. And then you have your shipping settings. So you can do it based on the order rate, or if you do like flat rate shipping, you'll do those fixed rates. And then you'll put the shipping location of where your orders are coming from. And then this is where you'll connect your domain, which I'll be showing you soon. This is where you'll connect your bank accounts, so that way you can get paid, or if there's anything you have to pay for example, samples. If you want to order samples of your print on demand options, this is where you'll do that here. So as you can see, some some of my print-on-demand items here, you would pay the manufacturing price for samples, not the price that you charge your customers, and you can just order the samples that you need here. And now that we have a theme and we've set up our settings how we need them to, let's jump into adding the products, because I know that's usually the part that most people have the questions about. And I'm going to start with adding your own products. So before I get into actually showing you guys how to add your own products, this video is in partnership with GyroPack. GyroPack is an e-commerce brand specializing in bubble mailers as well as poly mailers. So for those of you that will be shipping your own products, I highly encourage you to check out GyroPack. I'll have the link down in the description box as well as the comments. And I even have a 10% off code. You can use Iconic10 to save. But let me show you guys the products. So one of the items they sent me is the poly mailer. This is like in a peachish color. It is self-adhesive to close it. And you guys have seen my thermal printer videos if you've been watching me for a while. So you can even customize these poly mailers by adding like your own branded stickers on here, or even if you have a Cricut, you can use like a Cricut as well and brand the packaging. But it is very sturdy, so for those of you that are selling smaller items like accessories or even like beauty products or anything like that, this size that I have here would be perfect for you, which I'll link down in the description as well if you're interested in this one specifically. And hopefully I can get the full thing into the screen because it is a big bag. But this one is one of the poly mailers that says thank you on it. So this one is already customized for you, but what I like about this is it is a self-adhesive poly mailer, so you can put in all your products in there and then seal it closed. But the cute thing about it is that it's designed like a shopping bag, so when your customers receive their orders, they can pick it up as if they just went shopping at your store, but they just ordered off of your website. It is a really cute design. This one, of course, is in the pink color, kind of like my brand, which is why I chose it. And then the thank you is on both sides, so you have the graphic on both sides of that poly mailer. Now, when GyroPack reached out to me and partnered up with me, I expected them to just send me one piece of each just so I can see the quality and show this to you guys in the video. But they actually sent me full packs. Both of them, I have full packs of these items. Now, as I mentioned, that thank you bag is really cute to me, but I wanted to give these to you guys for any of you that may be in need of shipping supplies. So if you are in need of bubble mailers or either poly mailers, make sure to leave a comment on this video if you would like to receive either one of these. I will be sending this out to someone that I'll choose randomly from the comments. Just let me know if you're interested in the bubble mailer or the poly mailer. I'll send one of each out to 2 different people. So I'll be choosing 2 people from the comments randomly, and you can either receive the bubble mailer or the poly mailer. So now, of course, I did open these so that I can show the product to you guys, but I didn't do anything with the ones that I showed you, so I'll put it back in here. Just know that if you receive it open, that is why I had to show the product in this video. But make sure to leave a comment and I'll choose 2 of you randomly to send this to. Now let me get back to the video so I can show you guys how to add your own products on your free FourthWall website. Adding your own products will mean the products that you are shipping yourself or that you're drop shipping from like a third party. So here's where you would add the product name or either the style number of the product. You'll also want to put in a detailed description of your product, which you can use my ChatGPT video that I've done for you to use AI to write those descriptions for you. But I would say in this section, keep it brief and list all the important features and benefits of your product, because then we can go in and add additional sections. So this is where we can go more in depth. So for those additional sections, we can add more details. You can do size and fit, and then like the quality and return policy. Under more details, this is where I would say to really get descriptive, and you can write a mini story to spark your customer's imagination. If you haven't seen my product descriptions video, check that out. That'll explain what I mean by a mini story. But then we'll go into size and fit, and this is where you will include your measurements for any garments that you're selling, or you can describe the fit of that product. And then for the quality guarantee, this is where you will include your return policy. So now that we have that in there, we'll go in and put in the pricing. I'm just going going to leave $30 because this is a test product that I'm just showing you guys how to add it in here. Next, you'll put in the shipping weight, and you want to put that in there since for me, I set up my website to calculate shipping by the weight, and then you can put in the time frame it takes to ship that item for your customers to actually receive the item. Next, you'll go into the photos where you'll add the images of your product, but don't add them yet, and you're going to see why I say don't add them yet. I made this mistake and I actually added in my images now, and I had to redo it actually a few times. So I'm going to show you why I say don't add them. But next, we're going to go into our variants, and this is where you're going to add in like the quantity of the garments that you have. But if you're selling clothing, you most likely have multiple sizes. So we want to add in the different variants because if you have different colors, for example, so I'm going to throw in a few colors. So I'll have like the blue, and I'll throw in orange, and you can set like the icon for each of those colors. But I'm actually later going to add images instead of using the icons. And then I'll just throw on one more color. I'll do black. This is where you'll check different colors have different photography. And this is one of the reasons I say don't add images now. But let me add in the sizing too, because with clothing we most likely have multiple sizes. I'm just going to throw in small, medium, and large, and extra large. And if you have different prices or different pictures for the different sizes, you can adjust that as well. But I'm not adding those in. I'm just going to throw in these colors and sizes. And now you can see my images are gone because now I have to add the images by color. So that's one of the reasons I said don't add your images yet. I still did go in and I added images, but again, don't add them in yet because it's going to remove the images again once I make some other changes. So learn from my mistakes. I did go in and I added my images back in there by color, but you still don't want to do it in this step yet. You'll see why in a moment. So now we're going to go into our variants, and it has the quantity set as unlimited. If you have unlimited quantity, then leave it, but I'm just going to throw in numbers because more than likely everyone usually has a set number of items that they're selling for a garment. So I'm going to go in, I'm just throwing in 100. The one thing I don't like about FourthWall is there's not like an apply all button. I had to individually go in and adjust every single variant's quantity. So it took me a little time to go through each one and add that in. So I'll fast forward through this part so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me add 100 to every single one, but that's literally all I'm doing right now. Now I'm going to check that each variant has a different SKU because I do use SKUs, but notice my pictures are gone at the top. So because I added in those quantities, it removed my pictures. And I did go in and add my pictures in again, but still, I would say don't add them in just yet. Go in and add in all your SKUs first. Make all your adjustments that you need to your variants first, and then go back and add the SKU. I actually wish they switched those sections around and put the inventory and variants first so you can make all those adjustments and then add in your photos. And once all your variants are adjusted to where you need, I'm not going to sit here and add in all those SKUs right now, but you can save it, and then that's when the pictures you can go in and add. So now my first product is added, but I just noticed that the status is set to hidden, so I needed to go in and adjust that and make it public. And for the selling price, because I didn't show this, you can look to see how much money you'll actually receive based off of your pricing. FourthWall doesn't charge any fees for you to list your own products on here, so the only fee you'll pay is the payment processing fee, which is standard when using any payment processing system. Now for collections. Collections is basically the different categories for your products. So like on a website, you will see tops, bottoms, dresses, those type of things. You can create collections and add those items under the collections. That way when people are shopping your website, they can shop by collection, and you can add those in your menus on your website as well. So that's how you will add in products that you own, that you'll be shipping, or if you're drop shipping from another vendor, you would add in their products that way, and then they would ship for you if you're doing drop shipping from another vendor. But then you also have print on demand on FourthWall, where they have hundreds of products on there that you can choose from. You can add your own custom designs to those products, and then they ship them for you. So it'll be like drop shipping through FourthWall as well. So now I'm going to show you how to add FourthWall's products on here if you want to do print on demand. To add a print on demand product, you'll click create a new product and select design something new. That'll take you to the product catalog on FourthWall, and there's a ton of products on here you can choose from. So you can scroll through all these different products product options. There's clothing, there's accessories, there's office decor, stickers, things like that. Pick the items that you're interested in adding your designs to and selling on your website. Once you pick your product, we'll go into the design process. So I'm just picking this cropped sweatshirt for females. There's a bunch of items you can choose from, but I'm going to go with this one. And then there's also colors that you can select, which technically you can choose all colors in the end, which I'll show you in the design process later, but I'm just going to select this color. Then you have the option of direct to garment or embroidery. I'm going to stick with direct to garment. That's usually a little cheaper, but then there's all the details about this item, so you can read about the item if you need to. It's letting you know there's no minimum orders, the areas that you can customize, and where it ships from. But let's go ahead and click customize now. So you have a mock-up here. All you have to do is upload your artwork. Now you can hire a designer, or it shows you that you can edit through Canva as well, which you guys know I use Canva for everything anyway. But I already have my design already created, so I just need to go in and upload the image. Here's where you can select additional colors if you want more than one color option, but I'm just going to stick with one so I can get started with the design process. So you'll add the logo on there, find the placement that you want it. It has to be within that box. But then you can go to different areas of the garment and add additional logos if you have more than one. Just notice towards the bottom the pricing changes the more logos that you add on here. So think about that when adding additional logos. But find the placement of your logo where you want them, resize it, move it around as needed. Just make sure you're staying within that box, because if you go outside, your logo will get cut off. They will not print outside that area. Then you can preview it to see what it would look like actually on the garment. There's different angles of it. They have a bunch of different pictures. These are the pictures that are going to show on your website. If you don't like it, go back and adjust it. Like I noticed I had 2 logos on there. I didn't need 2 of those. So I did go in and remove those and then go preview it again to make sure it looks like how I need it to look. Once you like the look of it, you can go ahead and save it. Technically, I didn't like it because I wasn't supposed to have that white background on it, but then it grew on me because I'm like, it kind of looks like it's taped on there. It's something different. But once they generate those images for you, you'll then go in and create your product name or add in a style number. Then you'll also go in and add the description. You can do it at this point or you can do it later. You might as well do it now since it's right here. But add in your product description, and then for the pricing on the print-on-demand products. FourthWall will create like a recommended pricing for you so you can make a decent profit, but you can adjust that pricing. Just notice that it's already subtracting the manufacturing cost for you, the payment processing fees as well, and that will be your total profit. If you feel like the profit's not what you want to make, adjust the pricing. Just be realistic with the pricing to make sure you can actually sell the product. I'm just going to leave it at the recommended pricing that FourthWall suggested and save my pricing as that. And now once I save all of this information, it'll take you to that standard product editing page that you guys have seen already. Those additional sections, FourthWall already puts that information in there for you, so you don't even have to add in this additional information. It's already done. And there's really nothing else on this page to do because FourthWall does it all for you. Basically, all you need to do is add in your graphics, put in a style number or product name, add in that brief description there, and that product is done. And then you can go ahead and make it public and save it, and now your print-on-demand product is officially done. This is what the product will look like on your website. This is what your customers will see. As you can see, all those images from the preview that we had while designing it, they're all right here on your website. Then you have all the sizes that are available for that specific print-on-demand product. You have the additional details that are on here. You have the size chart as well. You can click it and see the full size chart. It opens up as more like a PDF for their size charts. And then you also have the return policy. Now with the print on demand, it's basically final sell because it's being made specifically for that customer, but if there's any errors with that product, they will replace it. And of course there's other products that you can add on here like the digital products, but I'm not actually going to show digital products in this video. It's pretty straightforward adding any products on FourthWall, so you would just take it step by step. But now I'm going to go into actually customizing design your website. We've already chosen the theme. Now we want to actually customize it and really make it our own. And part of customizing your website is creating your menus. And I know when it came to Canva, everyone was always asking how to create those drop-down menus. So I want to make sure I pointed out in this video on how you would create the drop-down menus in FourthWall. Under the Design and Layout tab, you're going to go to the menus, and just like I showed you where you're adding those sections, this time you're actually going to add your categories. And when you click the add a page or link, you'll add the category, and as you can see, you can move them around. So you can create a new drop-down menu, or if you slide it over to the right, you can make it a subcategory, so that would be the item that would drop down under the main menu. That's why it's good to create those collections, because those collections you can add to your menu. For the terms and conditions, FourthWall will create that for you on the terms of service page, but if you need to make any adjustments to this, you can make adjustments to this as needed. Just edit it based off what you need to edit. You can even add sections to these pages as well. And same goes for the privacy policy. FourthWall has created that for you as well. We already know how boring this could be. I did show you in ChatGPT how you can use AI to create these pages for you also, but you can go ahead and use what FourthWall gives you or edit it yourself. And then I'm going into the return policy and the frequently asked questions. FourthWall will create a page for that for you again as well. They generate it. But of course, if you're selling your own products and your return policy is different than what FourthWall suggests, I definitely encourage you to go in and edit the return policy on here to fit your actual return policy. All these pages FourthWall will create for you. So we're getting there where we're almost done with this website. We've already chosen our themes and got our settings straight. We added our own products. We added some print-on-demand products. We've customized our design. We've added the menu so far. Now let me show you how the checkout process works, so that way if you need to customize that, you can customize that as well. And just so you guys can see, even on this free website, you can have a checkout process. You don't have to pay anything additional to have a checkout, because I know a lot of website builders, especially the free ones, they'll give you a free website, but in order to have like a cart and checkout, you have to sign up for a paid subscription for those website builders, but not on FourthWall. The checkout process is still free, so I'm going to show you the checkout process next. At the top of the page is where you can switch to checkout. This is what your checkout page will look like. For those of you that are selling like customized items that are your own products, you can keep that leave a message section on there so that customers can add messages to their order of information that needs to be applied to their order. Then FourthWall has this donation section on here as well, but you can turn that off if you don't want that showing up on your checkout process. And then you can also have the email marketing, so when people enter in their email, they'll be signing up for email campaigns. Now for the contact information, this is where customers will enter in their shipping address and their email address. I actually have to enter in information to be able to go to the next page, so let me just throw something in here really quickly. Okay, so I just threw in a random address. Oh, I gotta put in a last name too, but I just threw in some stuff just so I can show you guys the next page, and this is where we'll calculate the shipping for you. So FourthWall does the shipping rates based off weight, because that's what I selected in my settings. So you see the shipping cost, plus it also has the time frame of when you can expect to receive that item. Over to the right, you can see the total with the shipping cost on there and taxes as well. Customers can pay with a credit card or with PayPal. And what's a business without promo codes? We love to offer promotional offers to our customers, and trust me, our customers love that too. They look for those promo codes when checking out. In FourthWall, you can add promo codes as well, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. Under the promotions tab, you can add in promo codes. So you'll start out by creating the code, and you can add in the discount that you want to offer. So I'm doing 30%. You can do multiple codes at once, or you can do like an auto apply promo code that will automatically add to cart. You can choose to include shipping or exclude shipping. You can do flat amount free shipping. You can select specific products. There's other requirements you can add on there, and you can also limit the number of uses for that code. So for the next 20 people that shop on iconicfashionfigure.com and use the code WELCOME, they'll save 30%. Then next you can do, especially for those print-on-demand items, if it's going to cause you to be a negative profit, you can block those codes from being used. So that way you're not paying the difference on those print-on-demand items, or you can just pay the difference. But that's promo codes, very straightforward and easy. And the customization that you all are probably waiting for me to show is connecting your own domain. So if you already own your own domain, or you plan to buy your own domain, you can can connect it in FourthWall for free. Unlike Canva, where you have to pay for Canva Pro to connect a domain, FourthWall, you can connect your own domain for free. So I'm going to connect that now that I have my website all set up how I want it to be set up. Go to the settings and then go to domain, and then you're going to type in the domain that you would like to connect. So for me, I'm using iconicfashionfigure.com, and then I'll go ahead and click on connect domain. FourthWall will then try to figure out if there is a domain available based off what you typed in, and then once they confirm that that domain is a purchased domain, they're then going to try to figure out who your service provider is for that domain. So it'll go ahead and analyze your domain, figure out all the information that it needs. As you can see, mine, it says it detected SiteGround. So it'll have you sign into your service provider, and then FourthWall is going to work its magic to connect for you. And once FourthWall does what it needs to do, your domain is now connected. It's that easy. And we are now done with the website. Of course, I showed you guys all the basic features of what I wanted you to see, but then behind the scenes, I went ahead and played with my website and updated to what I wanted, added some more products on there, and now I have a full website set up, and it doesn't take long to set up at all, of course, because when I was doing my print-on-demand items, I wanted to create my own graphic designs for it, so that took time. But the actual website setup, you could do this in like an hour at most. So now I'm going to finally show you guys my full website with my own custom domain. It's iconicfashionfigure.com, set up on FourthWall. iconicfashionfigure.com is officially live. And then once your website is live, of course, that's when customers can start shopping your website. They can place orders. You'll be able to see right on your back end the orders. So I'll show you guys that, although I don't have any orders. I literally just made this website live to show you guys on this video. So there's no orders there, but there is a section where you'll be able to see all your orders, as well as analytics, because I always tell you guys to pay attention to those reports in your numbers to see how your website is performing. FourthWall has both of those. There's a back end section for your orders. There's also analytics on here as well, so I'll show you those quickly. Once you start receiving orders, this is where it'll show out. It'll have all the basic information there, and then you can actually click on the order. Then of course, if you accept donations, there's also a feature called thank yous, where you can respond to your customers' orders and send them a personalized thank you, which I think is pretty neat. That can personalize the customer experience. And for analytics, you have the profit, you have orders, average order value, your top products by country, and then you can change the date range. And then of course, FourthWall has a section called memberships, which you can set up like a membership platform on your website. I didn't really go in depth with this. If this is something you guys are interested in, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to go into detail on the membership section. But you do have that option as well. I'm just not focused on that section today. So that's how you would set up your free website on FourthWall. As I showed you, you can design products right on FourthWall. So they have some print-on-demand items that you can customize your designs, and they'll ship them out for you. You can upload your own product on there, and you can also sell digital products on there as well. But let me tell you guys more about FourthWall. So if you haven't noticed, FourthWall is fully customizable, including adding your own domain. Now I had to do a little finagling to get my domain connected on there, but once I got it connected, it all worked. For those of you that are doing print on demand, you can buy samples on there also. And the sample cost is the cost that they charge to produce the item, so you won't have to actually pay your marked up price for that item. And then that way you can buy samples and take your own photos, so then when you add those items onto your website, you're not just using their stock photos, you'll have your own photos. And you guys know I love to tell you to take your own photos. And then on one of the features that I did not get to show you guys in the video, but is a really good feature, it integrates with Facebook and Instagram shopping. So you know how like if you're on Instagram, you can tag products in like your stories and your reels and all that stuff. You can integrate this with Instagram Instagram shopping so you can tag those products, or even your customers can tag those products, and that'll help you gain more traffic too by those referrals with them sharing your products on social media. Now let's get into the pricing for FourthWall, because I know I didn't tell you guys any of that stuff yet. I immediately just showed you how to set it up because I got excited. It was another free option for you. Well, I guess I'm telling you the pricing already because I'm telling you it's free. So there's no monthly fees. There's no contracts here, so at any time you can decide to stop this website. As far as the print on demand options you guys saw as I was designing them, it tells you the cost of that item, and then based off of your marked up price what your profit would be after like their processing fees or anything like that. So you know right up front before you even list an item on your website what that's going to cost you. Pretty much everything's already built into the cost of that item, and you just gain the profit off of it. You don't even have to pay the shipping because that is done separately at checkout. Now when you list your own products, which is my favorite part about FourthWall, there's no fees for your products, so you gain all profit off of your own products. Now I will say there is a transaction fee, so like the credit card fees that are usually 2.9% plus like the 30 cents, but that's anywhere that you have an online checkout. They're going to charge those processing fees. That's normal. And then as far as the digital products, so for those of you that are selling digital products, that's going to be a 3% fee. I'm not sure why they require a 3% fee on digital products but no fee on your own products. But digital products, yes, there is a fee. And then I didn't go too deep into memberships, but you can set up memberships on FourthWall. Technically, FourthWall is for influencers, which I'm about to get into. But there is a fee if you do set up memberships, and it's a 5% fee. So for those of you guys that are thinking about maybe setting up like accounts for your customers, if you were to do that, they do charge a 5% fee, I should say, for memberships. But that's it on the pricing. If you just stick with like what I showed you on here by listing your own products or either doing print on demand because you know how much you're going to make off that item, you don't have to worry about anything else other than maybe like transaction fees for credit cards. But I just mentioned that this is really supposed to be for influencers, so let me get into that because there are requirements for you to be able to sign up for FourthWall. Of course, there's always a catch with everything. Yes, it is free, and yes, it does have all the capabilities that all of you might be looking for, but everyone may not qualify to sign up for this. I will say it is pretty easy to sign up, so let me just tell you the requirements. Now, you have to have a certain number of followers on specific social media platforms if you didn't receive an invite to join FourthWall. So for Twitch, you're supposed to have at least 100 followers or more, plus your account has to be at least 3 months old in order to join FourthWall. For YouTube, any of you guys that are doing YouTube, so you actually upload your own videos, you're not just on here watching, you have to have at least 500 subscribers on YouTube, and your account has to be at least 3 months old. And then the other social media platform they list, which a lot of you may have this platform as well, that is Twitter. You have to have at least 1,000 followers on Twitter, and your account again has to be at least 3 months old. Now Twitter, of course, they're expecting a lot more followers than the other platforms. And then of course, if you have other social media platforms that you have, I would say at least 100 followers, because that's the minimum where it goes as Twitch, and then up to 1,000 for Twitter. So if you have at least 100 or more followers on any social media platform, I would say still request that invite, because it does say on there if you don't qualify, you can request an invite. So request an invite and see if they will still send it to you. You never know. Don't become discouraged if you don't have the followers that they're requesting, because it is still possible for you to be able to join. I've seen a lot of you guys' Instagrams from when you follow me, and a lot of you probably have at least 500 to 1,000 followers on Instagram. So I would use that, especially since FourthWall integrates with Instagram shopping anyway. I would think they would use your Instagram following so that way you can join FourthWall as well. But that's it for today's video. Of course, if you guys have any questions or if you're unsure of anything, you can leave it down in the comments and I'll get back to you guys as quickly as possible. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching.